Hello, and welcome back to the Triforce Tags podcast. This is episode 24. I'm your host, SpicyAppies. I'm joined today by my co-host, RamKev.
Hello, everyone. I am SpicyAppies co-host RamKev.
And I am Pixely today. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna have to be Pixely. My bad. For anyone watching, if you're listening, it doesn't matter because I'm sure you can hear me just fine. But this week we have been ingratiated with set 6.5 Neon Knights from Arcane Bat Chest.
Including Slicko and Renata Glask.
Renata Glask from Arcane Bat Chest.
Renata Glask from Arcane, the hit Netflix series.
Exactly. And so basically we're going to be talking about that. We'll talk about kind of like set 6 in memoriam.
Set 6 as well.
Yeah. Before we get into that, we can talk about our weeks a bit. This week's been huge for me, actually. I mean, if you're watching, you can tell. I mean, maybe not with the blurry cam, but I have pink hair now.
Oh, we can tell. That's the only thing we can tell.
I did it for a sub goal. Next one is a Vi cosplay utilizing my pink hair. Paul Vi from Arcane. That chest. So I did that, and then Miss Appies and I also closed on we signed a lease for a new place that we're moving into this coming weekend, which is very exciting. And so I'm looking forward to that, getting ready for the big move, and I've been losing LP steadily in the new set, Clatch.
Monka W.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing okay. I actually had this crazy experience. This has never happened to me before. I was playing an attorney on Saturday, right? Played 2 games, was doing pretty well. The first game was pretty easy. The second game wasn't that great. And I made a huge mistake of reading chat. It was a PvE tourney. I was playing Rek'Sai reroll, and some person in chat was like, "Not gonna lie, I don't see why he played Rek'Sai." And I just like snapped. I snapped, and then I insta through the next game. I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. I just don't want to play it. I literally turned brain off, went 7, and it was like, okay, it's done. It was 3-game elimination anyway, so I was like, well, sick. The return of 3-game elimination series. But yeah, it was. Other than that, I played Soul Link with Dax actually.
I heard he died with Mudkip and Rustboro.
Okay, yeah, that was our first attempt. We couldn't get past the first gym, but it was really awkward because Dax died with Mudkip to Roxanne. He had Mudkip Talo. I accidentally lost the 3rd Pokemon to a random trainer. And we got hard bodied. Second time around, we made it to the 6th gym. We made it to Winona. It was so fucked. Like, I ended up with a team with 3 grass Pokemon. Where's the 2? It was like 2 grass Pokemon, 1 fighting type, into Winona's Dragon Dancing Altaria with Earthquake.
Oh no.
And like I had a Manectric, and I was like, please tell me I make it through, and I did not make it through. It was real bad.
A 6 gym's not bad though.
6 gym is pretty good. Right? Like without randomizer, Soul Links are kind of hard. Like really, because you can't really get a lot of Pokemon.
No. Really not a lot of good Pokemon.
Yeah, you can't really get too much.
Soul Links are cool though.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. On the topic of the person in chatting with the emote chatting, there's some guy in my chat today who would not stop talking about how I told you about this beforehand, but I think the podcast thing is funny too. But also talking about how Zeri was 99% AP damage.
99.
And I was like,
not forget about the 1%.
Yeah. I was even hovering the champion as I was trying to explain to them that like she does a lot of physical damage too, and they were like, their argument was that like when you hover her, it says like she gets her damage is split into like 5 autos, right? And it's 18% per auto, and so the argument was that her spell only gives you 90% of attack, 90% of your attack damage, but then 100% of your AP, which makes that then still makes no sense, just because it's like 100 AP based on like 11 damage at base damage at rank. It was just the whole shabacle, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a little tilting. So I get that. Yeah, I don't know if even the new set comes out, people really like to try to backseat and say stupid stuff.
People have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's
You'd
you
think,
can really tell who hasn't read champion abilities.
yeah. You'd think that like someone who plays the game like very casually, more than likely, would listen to someone who is like a professional player or like literally plays it for a living, but and not be like, you know, why Rek'Sai chatting or like Zeri does 99% magic damage chatting. So yeah, I mean that's that. But on upward and onward. Yeah, set
Upward and
6.5 is
onward.
out. Fuck
Which
yeah.
means goodbye to set 6.
Yes.
A salute to who did we lose?
Vi 2 cost Vi.
We
Madge.
lost Yone, Urgot,
Fiora.
Liz. I'm gonna miss Liz. Liz was a cool.
Liz was cool. Rana Glask really isn't a replacement for Lissandra in my heart.
True. Yeah, I mean
Urgot is gone.
Urgot is
Yep.
out. We
Poor
still got
Urgot.
Thomas Kench though.
Sheesh. I kind of wish they took him out, to be honest. He's a little lame. I have not seen a Tom do anything in so long. I'll be honest.
Oh, I've been popping off with Tom Kench.
Oh?
On one specific. In case you guys have the opportunity, you guys should try out Sin Kench. It's so easy to farm items with
yeah, I
Sin
bet.
Kench. You know, normal Kench, kind of awkward. Sometimes he dies, sometimes he don't do nothing. Sin Kench, you can always plop him on an item. You can always put him on an item.
True, very true. Janna Yumi are two big ones.
True.
Those are like,
oh
I mean,
my goodness.
If we can look at our wraps, but I'm positive that 99% of players, their top 2 units are Yumi and Janna.
Okay, so let me. I'm looking at my set 6 wrapped right now on tactics.tools/set-wrapped.
Yes.
And so speaking of Janna and Yumi, can you guess who my highest LP gain champion is?
Yumi.
Yep, it's Yumi. And the amount is 4,327.
Mine is also Yumi, and mine is 3,923.
It's like, holy shit, dude! What?
Like, what is this unit? I'm actually curious what my second most is, or what yours is too, because I don't think it's said.
I would like to know. I really would like to know. I assume that it's like Janna or something.
Yeah,
because like my most played units are Janna, then Taric, then Yumi.
Mine is Yumi, then Janna, then Ori.
Oh.
Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I saw some stats in my Discord about people like linking their raft and they're like man, Yumi got me like 1,200 LP. Man, I abused the hell out of this unit.
Nah. 1,200, that's baby shit.
That's baby shit. Until you've hit like the 3 to 4K mark, you don't know what Yumi is. You didn't play that unit enough.
You're not actually abusing that unit.
Yeah. This unit is so fucking broken, man. I mean, it's good that she got taken out, cause hot damn, I would abuse her for the rest of the set. You already know.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a new scholar to abuse now, and I think probably just as good. We can go into that later, though.
Yeah, Yumi from Arcane. What was your most played trait? What was your highest LP gain trait?
It was 5 Chemtech.
Oh,
I was big on the Urgot train. Apparently they have a winning formula thing, and the winning formula was Urgot with Hurricane.
So that'll do it.
Hard to say if those were all mercenary games or not. Because I'm looking at I 3-starred so many 5 costs that I have like a full like list and it goes Jinx, Kench, Akali, Kench, Victor.
Wait, what was your well, it says there's one that's your lucky charm as your highest LP gain item.
Oh yeah, it was Morella.
Oh, how much LP did you get with it?
I got like 3,300, which is funny
Shit.
because I've been telling a lot of people that Morella's isn't that great and I prefer Sunfire, which I still do.
Yeah, you told me that actually, which I agree with. Um, my chosen trait is my highest LP gain trait was 3 socialite with plus 631 LP, I guess.
Ooh.
And then my lucky charm was actually Spark with plus 2k.
Ooh,
Yeah,
lots
and
of
then
AP.
my winning formula. Can you guess what it was? It is a 5 cost. I'll tell you. The unit's a 5 cost. I
Was
won
it
20 games with
Kaisa?
it. It wasn't the unit's a 5 cost. The item Shojin.
The units of was it Victor?
Yeah, I was Victor.
Okay, yeah, that would yeah.
I played a
Good old
ton of Victor. He's actually my There's a part that's like your favorite champions too. I said that my most played ones were Uni. Wow, that was not English. Yumi, Janna, Ori, but my most played carries were Victor, and then like a 40 game gap, and then Urgot and Fiora, like within a couple of games of each other.
Yeah. My most played carry was Mundo. That's my most played carry.
RFC Mundo.
RFC Mundo. I played Mundo more than I played Urgot. It goes like Mundo, Urgot, into Kaisa. I am surprised that I actually played Kaisa that much. I'm also surprised that I played this much Mundo.
Did you 3-star any? I know you did. What 5 costs did you 3-star?
So I had 4 Tom Kench 3 stars, 1 Akali, 1 Jinx, and 1 Victor. Embarrassingly enough, the last two, the Kench and Victor were not first. I'm gonna put that, throw that out there real quick. But the thing is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can see like if you're gonna lose a 3-star 5 cost, it's got to be Victor or Kench, right? It's got to be one of those two.
It's got to be. The crazy thing is, I've hit Victor twice now, and I've not seen him cast once. I haven't seen him cast one time.
Oh no!
It's actually so sad. I got him once on PvE. Damn. And he got Zephyr shrouded and died immediately. It's because he actually gets like 12 lasers when you 3-star him.
Oh wait, really?
He has like 12 lasers. Yeah. I think
shit.
Victor 3 has like increased number of lasers, and they all. Let me
I know. Going from 1-star to 2-star, he gets an extra laser. I'm positive of it. I think it was from like 3 to 4, 3 to 4 to 12.
Oh, I can't figure this out.
I guess in any case, chest, but
it's big sad. Actually, maybe he doesn't. Actually, I can't tell. Where is this? It doesn't give me enough information.
Does it? Here, I'll go check wall chest as well. In the meantime, I 3-starred 1 5 cost this set.
Oh hell yeah!
Right towards the end of the set, but it was a 5 cost. I'm very proud of. It was Veigar.
Oh, Veigar. Oh yeah baby.
It was like one of my last games. I guess
I'm surprised that I haven't found Veigar 3 yet. Considering how much I play Yordles, especially towards the end of sets. We're in set 6, right? Yeah, towards the end of set 6, like I was playing so much Veigar. It was crazy.
Yeah, Veigar is cool. I think 6 Yordle is like by the end of the set, it was so good. Like if you had the right opener for it, 6 Yordle capped out so high. This Veigar game, I mean, I was the only game I got even close to 3-starring a 5 cost. And I remember I think I had every 2-starred Yordle, every Yordle 2-starred, like by the middle of stage 2. And they're just sitting on my bench trying to get played. His items were IE, Shiv, and a redemption.
Pongo. Not bad. 18 Veigar.
Yeah, not too shabby. I mean, at one shot, I remember this game well because there's also a bunch of stats at the bottom where it's like how much your most expensive comp, etc., and like most of those are just this Veigar board.
Yeah, I mean, oh wait, let me see. What was my most expensive comp? It was Yordles.
Yordles? Yeah. Yeah.
It was
You get so
just
much gold,
3-star
so.
Yordles with a Vagar.
Yep. Yep. What was your most played comp?
My most played comp. Let me take a
It's under
look.
the chase traits part.
Oh, chase traits. Oh yeah, I see. Well, it was Bruiser, Urgot, and Dr. Mundo. It went that, and then Lux, and then Challenger Yone. But
Mm.
the Urgot was like 188 games played. And it did way better. Wow, I should have played more Urgot. I had like a 70% top 4 rate with this thing.
Sheesh. I my most played. So my top two are Arcanist and then Chemtech. Or like so it's labeled Arcanist, Lux, and Vex, and then Chemtech, Arcana, but definitely it's not Lux carry. It's really Victor carry. But it's 121 games on Arcanist, 117 on Chemtech. And then my next one's played one is Shaco at 56 games.
Good old Shaco.
Yeah.
Good
A
old
big gap.
Shaco. Yeah,
On my
Shaco is
that unit. I'm so
challenging.
glad he's gone. I'm so glad that guy's gone. Fuck Shaco. I wish they took Innovator out too, but
yeah. Innovator is still running rampant. I've 3-starred Shaco a lot actually. More than I've 3-starred Trundle, more than I've 3-starred Twitch, more than I've 3-starred
how many games?
A lot of stuff. 31 games, 3-star
Shaco.
Shaco.
Not bad. I can see what 4 costs of 3-star here too. I've 3-starred my most 3-star one was Lux, and after that was Jin, and then after that was Braum, and I think I lost both those Braum games.
Yeah, I mean 3-star Braum is
he's no diff.
He's not the solo carry tank support carry champion that you're really looking for when you 3-star a unit.
Yeah, I agree.
Unlike Dr. Mundo, who I've only gone first with when he's 3-starred.
Nice, very nice.
Dr. Mundo.
Poor guy's dead.
Poor Mundo.
Poor guy's dead.
Now we have no Bruiser to accompany Zach in the Chemtech.
I know. I feel like Vi is. I actually 3-starred Vi on PBE like 2 days ago, and she did nothing. I had tank items on her because I just was playing a random Vi with tank items as my front line, because this MSS Vi front line is good. We'll talk about that a little bit, but yeah, she like 3-starred. She did fucking nothing. She did like 800 damage around and then died.
Oh, that's tragic. That is so tragic. Actually.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dusk Riven. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean Riven can be hit or miss. I actually haven't really tried out carry Riven too much, or 5 for those who.
She's very mediocre frontline.
Yeah, I actually play her a lot, but it might
her synergies are good
because of the enforcer trade.
Yeah. Like Sedge is really good frontline, and Vi just happens to be a 4 cost that shares the traits. So yeah, not my favorite unit of all time. It's weird that we can kind of actually. Do you want to talk any more about set 6, or you want to just jump into 6.5?
I mean, we can move on to 6.5 unless there's we can talk about rivals. Apparently, I'm Appy's rival.
Yeah. we have been in 43 games together, and you are my most played person. And after that is Kagaros at 42. But you took the gold medal on that one.
I'm actually really surprised. My most played is with Socks.
Really?
66.
Holy shit. That's a lot of games.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Mine are you, Kagaros, Senile, Lol, Jazz Latte, and then GV8.
And that's like I feel like that's because that's like a morning spread.
Yeah, agreed.
That's a good portion of people play in the mornings, or like the morning to afternoon time range.
Yeah, GV8 and I always play in the same games.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just on the grind, I guess. The morning grind. Yeah, I think after that, that's about it. I mean, if anyone wants to check out Wrapped, if you go to Tactics, or was it TFT TF Tactics, I think is the website.
Tactics.tools.
Tactics.tools. And then they have a set 6 wrapped, and you just look up your name, and then they'll tell you everything about what you did in set 6, and they'll tell you that you had a B in items. So fuck you, Tactics Thought Tools.
Oh my gosh, I got a B in items too.
What the hell?
Crazy.
Why have you got B in items?
It's because they slammed Morello so many times.
Maybe. I guess I slammed Spark. You know, well, speaking of people in chat and items, some guy once said I like bought for the game, and I slammed Sunfire in the early game, and they said, "You slammed Sunfire. This one's on you."
Oh man, dude. Oh god, these people just keep on bringing in the hits.
That guy must have done my item score. That guy must have done both of our item scores.
Yeah. That's probably what's happening. They the hits keep coming. The hits keep coming.
Yeah, they don't stop. They really don't. Yeah, so Tactics Thought Tools, go to set 6 rounds, you can find all your stats. Maybe you'll have a higher score in items than both of us. So you'll get to see how much LP you got from Yumi. Glad.
So,
yeah, we can jump right into set 6.5 now though. How are you liking it?
I'm not gonna. I actually really enjoy it. I don't know why, but I feel like every unit has the potential to carry, which is nice. At least on the starting patch. Except maybe Darius. Darius is trash. Just pointing that one out there. But outside of that, we got some hot new units. We got Riven, who we mentioned before. Kha'Zix is the Sin, basically replacing Akali, right?
How he dashes around, basically.
Yeah, he jumps around. Irelia's back.
Irelia from Arcane.
4-cost Sivir. Irelia from Arcane, and Sivir from Arcane as well.
Sheesh.
Alistar. Some nifty 5-cost as well. You got I forgot to mention Renata Glass because of 4-cost.
Renata Glass.
You got Slicko from Arcane, our exclusive, TFT exclusive, by the way. You're not gonna get any of that cheese in the spin-off League of Legends game.
Yeah, MOBAs suck. Much. Word.
We got Zeri. We got
who else we got?
5-cost.
Or was it just Slicko and Zeri? Yeah,
Slicko and Zeri, right?
Yeah, the Arcane duo.
Not too many 5-cost swapped out, but
yeah, I like the ones they kept for the most part. So it's TK. They kept TK. They kept Kaisa. They kept. They took out Yumi and Akali, and all of their 5-costs are the same. So Jace exists, and I'm surprised Galio's still in a little bit because he's a little underwhelming still, but. What are you gonna do?
You just want to just stack tank on him.
Yeah. He's mods, like you're level 9. You have a ton of gold, so just play Galio 2 kind of unit, which I think that's fine to have a 5-cost like that.
Yeah, for sure. I know Alexim is a big proponent of just Alistar plus Galio frontline.
Alistar is surprisingly good. I thought he was gonna be. With his targeting on one game, like a couple games played with him on PvE, I was like, this guy seems meh. And then since then, all my games saying yesterday that I played Alistar, this big bull man fucking slaps. He does not stop.
And I don't know if you've seen this build going around. This is one that was played on PvE a bit. You can play carry Alistar, kind of like how you could play carry Scion before, with Jewel Gauntlet, IE Titans, or a Gunblade or something, and play with 3 Socialite.
I've heard tales.
You can't play it without Galio. I'll tell you that much. If you don't have Galio, don't even think about it. It's real bad without Galio. Super duper, turbo.
He just dies.
He just dies, and
that's too bad.
Yeah. I mean, you also Galio just they changed up Colossus a bit, so you kind of really want it in. But he can carry until they. I don't know if you know how they gutted Socialite Scion.
Yeah.
So that no longer a thing. There's a potential that if if carry cow gets too strong. I don't know if it is yet because I really haven't seen it around too much.
I
But
feel like you could really like if you have to put him in socialized hex, you can probably really outposition him like super hard, right? Because
yeah,
with how he works, you can just leave a frontliner in front of him, and then he'll just he can make it ult backwards sometimes. He can do some really stupid shit. He is a cow after all, but
yeah. And you kind of need Galio. I feel like if you really need Galio for it to work, it's like, well,
yeah,
you can't
there's a
really
lot
play
of
that every
conditions.
game.
Yeah, no mad cow 20 out of 20 from anyone, unfortunately. Because Sion you could really like when he was really good, you
Yeah.
could play him every game. I know
Because all
Beppo
you
played him.
really needed was Imperials, really,
Yep,
right? Just
yep.
Imperials plus a little
Plus
bit of
Tarek
socializing there.
and yeah, you need Tarek, Seraphine. I guess you wanted Galio because you wanted the healing, obviously, but like if you had I mean, if you had a healing
Blitzcrank
augment, you were fine, or anything like that was
was
okay. So
A-okay.
because he would just one shot everything. I mean, I could. I've had the cow top my DPS when I've had like I've played like 6 hex tech with like cow 2, Sivir 2, etc. And he's definitely topped my DPS before. Just like if
Oh
Sivir
yeah,
randomly gets sniped out somehow, he can really do some mad work.
yeah.
So what else? Where Tryndamere is a 3 cost challenger carry. He's kind of the premier challenger now besides Draven.
Yeah, he is
He's the
the
pure melee
yeah,
challenger.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how do you feel about Trynd?
I think he's. I mean, like he's probably the best Triforce user.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's not bad. He's pretty item dependent, I would say. I feel like without healing, he just like dies.
Yeah.
And without a QSS, he just like dies.
Yeah.
But if you got those 2 items going for you, or even if you get him early, it's pretty nice. It's really easy to like. The fact that there are 2 Chemtech challengers makes it very easy to like build just a board around it, right? Because
Yeah.
all you need is like a Warwick, Tryndamere, +1 Chemtech, and then whatever the hell you want to put in there is like you can just put in there.
Yeah, the third camp that kind of dictates what comp you play with him, right? You can play like
Yeah,
innovators with him if you really wanted to. You can play
yeah.
bruisers with him if you play Zach. So
I
the third,
really
yeah.
enjoyed like Slicko plus Tryndamere though. I feel like
Hmm.
if you can get that comp going, not only does it give you the potential to play, Victor with Slicko, but
Sheesh.
it's like I think Tryndamere is one of the best units at using the actual Silco ability. Not just like the mana part of it, but like you're immune to CC and
Yeah.
you gain infinite attack speed, but you die eventually. But
He probably just kills the
if
whole board like that,
yeah, he
right?
just slaps the board and you're like, well, okay, good. It's a little bit scary, but it's not that scary.
Do you know if you have Kentic Explosion, will he blow up twice? Like, will it
Mm,
do the damage from? Well, can he blow up twice, or is it just does
I
one of the either Silco or Kentic Explosion not work?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. I'm not certain.
I'm down
Uh,
to
yeah.
play blue buff Silco with Chemtech Explosion 7 Chemtech every game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
just make the whole board blow up.
It's interesting to think about though. Yeah.
I hope
I've
it would
never
work.
put items on Silco besides like aura items maybe.
Yeah. I feel like if you give too many items, your whole team just dies.
Yeah,
Which is real
true.
sus. And then AP only affects the explosion damage, which is really underwhelming. I
Hmm.
mean, it's kind of like Yumi in that like why put items on him pretty much. At least Yumi wanted belts, kind of, but Silco just
Yeah.
he wants to do nothing
Yeah,
except.
it's kind of awkward cuz like I was I played Darkstar Silco one time. I had this whole thing theory crafted where he's gonna blow up boards and just kill everything and it's be like the coolest thing ever, and the explosion just does no
It's so little damage.
damage. It
Yeah,
doesn't do that much damage.
it's really bad. It's like 100. It's like 500 at 1 star, I think. But that's nothing to a front line because you're never gonna blow up on the back line is the thing. And
Yeah,
like half the
yeah,
time they just blow up in your back line. Like if
yeah.
you're
They just.
yeah,
I
you
was
have like
kind
a
of hoping
Victor
like
one,
he's.
he gets Silco
Yeah,
because he has no HP, and then oh damn, he blew up on top of my Silco. Nice.
Yeah. I thought, slam a bunch of ZZ rods, have Silco blow those up maybe. It's gonna be so dope, and like they explode for like not that much damage still. It's still not that much.
Yeah, it's so little.
I was so sad though, because this was gonna be my like, oh my god, this is like the
The
nobody
five
will
head
see
go.
it coming, but it's like the five head, oh my god, they synergize so well, and no, they do not.
Veg. Veg. There are some really cool synergies right now out there. Like Renata Glass with Mutant Spat is so fun. With Synaptic Web in particular is so broken. Like she's a one auto cast, right? I've played her a couple times with Synaptic Web Mutant Spat, and it's just like because she doesn't actually have to auto if you have a blue up on her, but she technically does because she's mana locked for half a second. But the damage stacks up so disgustingly quickly. It's a little ridiculous. She just destroys boards instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, Renata Glass, interesting unit.
yeah, she just kind of lets a big fart cloud out across the board, lowers attack speed, does damage. And the cool part is that if they get hit by a second one, the damage actually stacks. So there's actually a reason for her to keep casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it adds up quickly as well. It adds up very quickly. Although I did hear there's a bug with her where like she's not so right now if she dies the damage still keeps ticking. But I've heard that that's not supposed to be how it works.
Yeah, no. Basically, they were supposed to have done it so that when she dies, the attack speed still applies, but the damage should not.
It does still, yeah.
But it does still.
It does still, yes.
Which is a little bit awkward, but get your Renata Glass LP while you can, I guess.
Yeah, the new Yumi. The new Yumi.
Yeah, the new Yumi, Renata Glass.
Yeah. What other carry? Oh, yeah, Ari's another 4-cost AP carry running around. We were talking about Ari a little bit beforehand. I haven't had much success with Ari, because I'm trying to play her in 6 Arcanist, and she is the literal shittiest unit in the world. You play her in 6 Arcanist because she ults once, does that one. So how she works is that for anyone that doesn't know, she every time she ults, she gets another orb. It's her Q from League, and so she like gets another orb and it spreads out, not lengthwise but widthwise. So she has like it fans out basically with how many orbs she gets.
It's like a circle. She goes like
yeah,
eh.
Like a rainbow motion for anyone who can't see. But this unit in Arcanist, you know what she does? She ults once, your front line dies. She ults twice, it hits 2 units, and your board's dead. It's so fucking bad because she can't kill backline. Because you can't, she's not like a Lux that can blow up backline if you have really good items on her. She's not like Victor that it's okay that she casts once the board's dead because he kills everything anyways. She just fucking dies after doing like 50 damage to a front line. It's so sad. But Kevin's been having a lot of success with her in Syndicate.
Yeah. I think it's premier Syndicate carry. I think like the way that I've been doing it is you start with the Arcanist, right? You get like some blue buff holder, could be twin shots with Corki, play Yordles, could do like VIP brand, and then you start to shed off all of the like Arcanists, all of the other stuff, and you just play 5 Syndicate. You get 5 Syndicates in with Ari, you put her second row, she's not gonna die that quick because she has mad tank stats, good frontline with Braum too. You're gonna be playing Darius for the most part, unless like you get a Syndicate spat, which is like then you don't have to play Darius. But because Syndicate, the new units that they added, well, not the new, just one unit besides Ari that really matters is Morg. Lets you play like a lot of nice sort of fit in a lot of nice synergies around Syndicate, right? Because before, the way that it worked with Arcanist is like you could play Janna, so you could put in enchanters, you can put in scholars whenever you want because Janna is both, right, at the same time. It makes it super easy. Now they don't have that, but the thing about Syndicate is that you have both an enchanter and a scholar with Zyra plus Morg, and then you can like stack enchanters. You play 2 scholar pretty easily. You'll get a tanky Ari who will be able to ult like a lot of times. You should be able to get at least 5 ults out by the end of the fight. which is kind of like the way that you want her to be going, because the more orbs you get, the more DPS you get, but it's gonna take a while, which is why I think the Arcanist is a little bit like vertical Arcanist is a little bit scary, just because like unless you have 3-star Vex, they're not really that tanky.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
Yeah,
least that's
it's
how the general. I think it's still maybe playable if you like high roll it, but
it has to be. So I've been playing a lot the last couple of days, and you basically need Silco and Victor because because a lot of the time you play vertical arcs. How I played it last set, which worked really well for me, was it was a lot of you don't focus on 3-star any of your 3 costs. You go up. You either have items for Lux or you find a Victor 1. You have 2 tier items on him, like Z-Zerots and shit in your front line, like maybe a Shroud or something. And what happens is a Victor casts because he has 2 tiers on him. With 6 Arcanists, you don't need anything besides like a Shiv, and again like a Z-Zero or something for your front line. When he casts once, the whole board's dead. You have like some kind of augment, either a runic shield to help that happen, or you have like Spellblade to help you clean up after the fact. And the board is insane, right? Because like Yuumi stalls and then Janna stalls, and there's just like quick 8 on win streak, and you find Victor. Now it's but you could like get bailed out. Like their augments were good enough, and the supporting units were good enough, particularly the Janna and the Yuumi were good enough that if you missed one of your 5 costs and hit the other one, you were fine for the most part. And even Heimer, like an Arcanist back, can be really strong as a carry for a lot of the game. So you're level 8. Like if you hit a 5 cost, great. If you didn't, you could still survive until potentially 9 hit your Victor or something. And worst case scenario is put items on Lux and she's okay. Like she still snipes out backline and stuff. But if you try to play 6 Arcanists right now with because you basically do need Vex 3, if you want to play, because you need this to stall for Ahri. Because if you don't hit Silco and you don't hit Victor, both of them at that because the thing with Silco is that he makes Victor cast a lot faster, and Renata doesn't slow down a fight nearly enough. That compared to a Yuumi, Renata is not going to slow down a fight at all. And even Janna, she doesn't slow down the fight as much, because Janna, you just frontline and let her get one big cast off, CC everyone, and lets Victor cast. So there's just no really good supporting units besides Silco for Arcanist now. So it's just really it's really tough to stall out long enough for a Victor to cast out Silco, and it's really tough to ever put items like an Ahri to and then not just die. And then even if there's no like keep, because before you could keep items on a Mal's 2 and be really successful for a lot of stage 4, if a lot of stage 4 and 5, as long as you have the supporting units. But now that they're gone, like Mal's 2 is not nearly stable enough on that board. Like Mal's 2, Vex 2, everything 2-starred, but no Silco, no Victor is just doomed. It's ditch, which feels so bad. But it's just a new way to play it, I guess. It's basically it's less of building towards 6 Arcanists in your mid game, and it's like you roll down an 8, you hit Silco, you hit Victor. Maybe you have you're playing on Vex 2 in your mid game, and then you like work your way into it somehow. So
yeah. I mean, Victor is now just get blue buff, slap all the AP you can on him, put one slicko behind him, and
he just goes to town.
We're done. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's definitely best in not 6 Arcanists now, Victor. He's he really wants just like you play Slicko and literally anything else and any kind of front line, and he just goes off. He goes to town.
He goes off.
Yeah.
He goes off, and probably more than once, honestly. But one time is all you need really with a Victor, because
one and done.
The thing about how the Victor fights play out now is like, if I have Victor with blue buff with a lot of AP on him, he's gonna clear out the entire like back line, and then the only units that are left, because like your units are still alive because it's so early on in the fight, right? Which means that their carries are dead, and you're just dealing with pain. You're like, wow, this is so free.
There was a game this was actually a 6 Arcanist Victor game I was playing, but the person had Debonair or VIP. I keep saying Debonair Chosen. VIP Leona 3 with like Declaw, Warmogs, like Bramble or something, right? And I was running Victor 1 and 6 Arcanist, but their backline was like Draven 2 with some items and stuff. But my Victor, because I had Slicko, he'd cast instantly, kill literally everything but the Leona, and the Leona would sit there trying to kill 8 units and couldn't do it. And that's how Victor fights go, which is it's a little toxic, but You know,
It's a little bit gross.
more
They might
toxic than
have to
Renata
do.
Glass, unfortunately.
They might have to
Somehow.
do something about my boy Victor and the way that he works with Silco.
Yeah, the problem is if you don't have Sloko, he feels so much worse. Like so
Yeah, that's
unbelievably bad with it. Not bad, but like
yeah.
worse without Silco.
It's because you have to go back to set six. Once you play set 6.5, Victor, you can't go back.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the problem is that set six Victor, like he took a long time to cast, but like that man had Yumi and Jen on his side. He on his side.
Mm.
He had Scrap Scholar, like insane CC built in, you know, or like built into every board you play with him. And now if you don't have Silco with him, you're playing like two good scholars, right? You're either playing like a Syndra and a Zyra, or and as well as a Renata. But like I mean, it's no Yumi Jana.
Yeah, it's no Yumi Jana. It's like, okay, I replaced this board wide CC plus a board wide heal with the Root Lady and Posse Girl. It's
Yeah, and
probably
you
not
lose
gonna be
scrap.
that.
Yeah, you lose scrap in like every situation as well, which
Yeah.
feels so bad. So it's yeah, it's a trying time for six Arcanists, the six Arcanist players of the world, the six Arcanist sympathizers of the world. But
Hmm.
you know, we'll find a way. I'm sure somehow we'll get through
Yeah.
it.
You just gotta channel your inner Shaco player and pivot to the syndicate side.
Yeah. Speaking of the Syndicate and Arcanist side of things, so one of the biggest hits to it was TF out for Brand. So
Ooh, true.
I was
True.
telling Kevin this beforehand. I think Brand and TF, like, at least if you're not building like blue buff Morellos, when TF would turn into a 4 cost on stage 2, like if you were just playing a naked TF2 and 4 Arcanist, uh, like on stage 2, he's probably slightly weaker than Brand at killing units, and maybe about the same. Slightly weaker to about the same than Brand on stage 2. But the thing about TF is that he gave you an excuse to play shit like 8 Arcanist, because 8 Arcanist TF2 with no items, if you have one Arcanist augment, very like if you had Spellblade or like Rearing Shield, anything like that, that man fucking slapped. Like I have had naked TF1 top my DPS with like IEJG blue buff Lux with Spellblade, and it's insane. But Brand can't do that because Brand's a little shitter late game. He taps one unit at a time for like 100 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a lot of Brand Reroll. Haven't had too much success on it in live. The only time that I've seen it do pretty well, the person had uh the 25% damage reduction augment for the boner units, and the other one that gives your unit health when your units die. So like, you know, I I think Brand is a great unit. Diff I would It's a little bit hard to reroll him because, before in PvE the way that he used to work is he'd shoot backline instead, but now he shoots frontline. So it's really hard to win front to backs if you're not like if you don't have like those really nice the deboner specific augments that
Yeah.
make your board like super strong. But he's a really great item holder. I think I've like, I almost always just hold a VIP Brand whenever I see him in shop just in case. Because early game that guy pops off. He actually just goes ham with like a blue buff plus any AP items.
Yeah, and then you just get into your Ari, Renata, Victor, etc. later in the game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm digging Leona too. She feels so good with instead of being an academy, her being a deboner feels so good.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You
it's
can
actually really nice.
Yeah, like the thing is, so when you're playing Leona, right, the units early game that you were playing her with, like half of the you're playing with like or what you could play her with realistically was Cat, Graves, Garen. What other low cost academies were there? Like
Mm,
basically all these units that don't really give a shit about having a big frontliner because they're all frontlined or
yeah,
an assassin. Um,
yeah.
so her having stuff like Brand and Syndra and her synergies, holy
Oh yeah.
shit, it feels
Like when
so
you're
good.
playing AP with like Brand or Syndra, the moment that you switch off of that Talon onto Leona, it feels so good. It
Yeah,
feels like, oh my goodness, this is great. I don't know how
Deboner
to play
becomes
Talon
more
anymore.
apt. The name Deboner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I want to talk about the Syndra comp with
Mm.
Debonair,
Oh
because
yeah,
that
that's
shit, I think it's the most broken comp in the game. The most like
it's pretty
broken
gross.
realistic, like you could
Gross.
technically play it every game kind of comp.
There are some things that make it a little bit awkward to play around. So PvE, I've had a lot of experience with one. Somebody plays like an Alistar Cho'Gath
Oh no.
or like an Alistar Galio, and you're there, and your Syndra is like doing the toss, and you're like, wait a second, this doesn't work anymore. Or somebody takes like Verdant Veil or
Uh-huh.
something,
That matchup seems
where
terrible for you.
yeah,
Yeah. That matchup
like
seems
because
unwinnable.
I was in one lobby, I was playing Syndra 3, and then everybody had Colossus, Verdant Veil, Colossus, Verdant Veil. I'm like, oh my god, I actually can't win any single fight. It's actually impossible.
Oh
But yeah,
god.
outside of that, like really, like the knockup, the damage is all kind of gross because
Chef's
like her
kiss.
trait gives her AP, right? Like the boner gives you AP. Um, and you can play it with, it's really easy to put in Arcanist or go vertical. You know, you're re-rolling a 2 cost, so you can also re-roll Zyra on the side.
In you can like to cower your board, you can play like a naked Zeri, which is such a cracked unit.
Yeah.
So there's just so many options, I feel like. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I had a game today that Kevin was in where I like had the most scuffed opener. I was like trying to, I took the boner spat and I was like, man, and I had like a Syndra and a brand two, but I couldn't figure out how to make everything fit. It was all like really awkward. And I rolled at 6. I hit like very little in terms of my deboners, but I hit like I think 7 Zyras or something. And then I got this
Mm,
augment that gives you two-star 2 costs. And it just fucking
that
dropped me a
move.
Zyra to 3, like another Zyra too. Um, and then I was carrying VIP Syndra 2 for like the whole game, and it was just popping off. It was doing so well. So yeah, it's a pretty nuts comp. Even if I think like even for like just a mid game board, if you have like a Shojin on a Zyra, I mean the problem is you have Shojin, I guess, but if you have Shojin on like a Syndra slash Zyra, particularly like a
Oh
VIP
yeah.
Syndra, like it's such a good mid game.
If you don't have Shojin though, you should probably avoid it.
Yes,
Uh, I've
it's so
actually
on
played
cast.
non-Shojin Syndra before. That shit is not it. If you're
Oh
waiting the
no.
entire game to get a Shojin and you don't end up with it, you're gonna have a bad time. Real bad.
So it's like one of those. If you have a Shojin, think about it. If you don't think about it.
Mm-hmm. Cause
Situations.
like, if you look at her, she has a
100
really,
mana,
really
right?
high mana cost. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
100.
she's 100. Zyra's 120, I think.
Mm-hmm. And in like a set where there's so much stuff that's so low mana, it feels like a little bit weird, you know? All of a
Yeah.
sudden you're carrying a unit that has like 100 mana cost, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh shit. Speaking of low mana, you know what I played today? I played and I want to talk about augments a little bit. I played Blue Battery Ez 3 with blue buff. And that guy fucking
Ooh.
clapped. He
Did you
was
have a
so good.
Ludens? Did
I
you have a
didn't.
Ludens?
No, but that's I want to talk about Ludens because I think it's the most broken silver augment in the game by
Yeah. This
far.
thing is disgusting.
Yeah, but this Ez with blue batteries, he was a 1 auto cast. I was beating like capped out boards with 2-star 4 cost carries with this.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a super scuffed 5 innovator board, like a random Renata glass with another blue buff. I had like 3 blue buffs on this board.
Yeah.
It was such a weird board, but it was so like he was pumping out DPS. It was disgusting. So I was very happy with that. I
Yeah.
do want to talk about Ludens though.
Ludens is, they probably kinda gotta turn those, the amount of
Yeah.
damage you do down. There's the thing, there is so much stuff in the early game and the late game and in whatever part of the game you want that can just abuse the hell out of Ludens. Because
Yeah.
there are so many units right now that just have like piss mana cost, just like the lowest mana cost. You Twitch, Ezreal, Brand,
Kha'Zix.
freaking Kha'Zix, freaking
Vi.
Corki, Vi, Irelia,
It's
Renata Glass. Like
Even
Ari, like
Silco has low
think
mana. I don't know if he
yeah.
procs Ludens though, but
Yeah, I don't think he maybe when he
he just blows
explodes,
out.
like
Yeah,
when
they
he
blow up
explodes
and the
the
little
unit.
Ludens proc pops out.
But like there are so many low cost units, or not low mana cost units that can just like proc
Yeah,
Ludens non-stop. Just go, go, go. Ludens,
and
Ludens, Ludens.
for anyone listening that doesn't know what Ludens does, so it's an augment called Ludens Echo. It's based off an old item. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Whenever someone casts, it makes a little. So it makes two little splashes. One on the target that the cast hit, and then one on the nearest unit or like a nearby unit. And at silver, each little plop does 135 magic damage. And so I shit you not, the single best unit in the early game, better than almost anything else, is just an S1 with Ludens. That man is a
Yeah,
fucking menace. Because when
it's
he
gross.
casts, yeah, when he casts, he procs Ludens. So like Ezreal becomes like you'll look at the DPS chart of an Ezreal, like an Ezreal 1 or Ezreal 2 Ludens, and I shit you not, it'll be like 30% physical, 70% magic damage in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's in my opinion the most broken augment in the game. Because if you get it pretty on, if you get it on 1-4, you will have 90 HP by the end of stage like 3, no matter what, pretty much. It's very
Get
good.
busted.
It's very good. Um, any other like really broken augments you can think of?
Let me think. Let's see. I personally think Phalanx as just like a
Hmm.
standard augment. If you can take Phalanx,
A lot of
it
stats.
might scuff up your positioning, but I mean, I feel like there are a lot of augments that just feel like kind of gross. Meditation is one of those ones where it's like, oh my gosh,
I get all your units without items and get like a ton of mana. Like holy shit! It's
Yeah,
just
it's like,
extra
and I
scholar
only
for
have
everyone.
2 units that are holding my items. Oh my god.
I
Oh yeah.
how do you feel about Disintegrator? Because I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay, Disintegrator. So here's the thing.
What does it do
Uh,
again? It's
it's percent health magic damage on hit.
for your whole
I
team, right? Yeah.
For your whole team. Actually, I don't know if it's on hit or not. Let me double check. I don't want to just
It
spread
probably
out
wouldn't apply on Runads, I'm
misinformation.
guessing.
Let's see. Units. Oh, it's on attack. It's on attack. So units attacks deal bonus magic damage equal to 2% of the target's maximum health. That's a Disintegrator 1. And for those that don't pay attention to LoL chess leaderboards, uh, you know, one of the hot new builds going around is this vertical Hextech build. So for those that don't know, Sivir, one of the new 4-cost units that's been added, Hextech Striker. So the tag Striker probably makes you think, oh, she kind of wants AD. Her bounces they do AD. Uh, a percentage of it scales with her AD, but actually, and this build is just you stack the Hextech straight instead, which gives you a shield and it applies magic damage. While you have the shield, I think on
Does it
hit.
proc on the bounce too?
I'm not too sure.
I hope I
I
bet it does.
If it does, yeah, I probably does. That might explain why it's so strong.
Yeah.
But that build specifically, you just stack Rageblade Shiv on Rageblade Shiv Zeeks on your Sivir, and you go to town. If you get Disintegrator with that build, and I've gotten Disintegrator with Sivir before, it is disgusting because her ult is also an attack speed steroid, and she just like applies that shit like no tomorrow. Like I think if you have either her or you have like a Zeri going, it's gross. It's actually like disgusting.
So
I've
much
I've pl-
damage.
I've played like Disintegrator Zeri before, and that like with Rageblade Backfoot, and she legitimately killed an Innovator Dragon before it ulted. It was gross.
Does how do you feel about Prism? So there's a silver one that's 2%, a gold one that's 3%, and a prismatic one that's 4%. Do you feel like the extra? Do you feel like the prismatic one's worth it?
It's hard to say. Honestly, I feel like I would only take it if I've like I already have like a shit ton of bows
Yeah.
and I'm sort of committed to playing like this attack speed build, but
Even then, I feel like the extra percent doesn't
this
feel.
yeah, I mean like if I were to choose between that and like a prismatic hex tech, I'd probably take the prismatic hex tech if I were deciding to play like Sivir.
Yeah, I think it's hard to take. I feel like it's a really hard one to take unless like you're
Mm-hmm.
already in this insane spot for it. And it's like, and it's just like there are things that would probably be better no matter what in the spot where you want to take it, but you won't always be offered the other stuff, right? Like if you're playing 6
Mm-hmm.
hex tech, you're offered like 2 more hex tech or that, you're probably taking 2 more hex tech. But if you're not offered 2 more hex tech and then your other arguments are kind of crap, you take disintegrator,
Yeah.
beam, ray, thingy majigger.
Not bad though.
How do you feel with the prismatic treasure trove?
Oh my goodness. I hate all of those. I hate them
they're so bad.
I hate all of them because like you're telling me this is a prismatic and I can just get like, I don't know, 5 3 costs and there's a golden augment that gives me 2 upgraded 2 costs? Like
Yeah.
why? Why? What?
It's actually nuts that so I'm gonna tell you a spot I was in. I think it was yesterday. I was offered 3 augments. I think I was playing AP, some kind of backline AP. I was offered Knife's Edge 3. This is prismatic. I was offered Knife's Edge, Treasure Trove, and like I don't even know what the third one was. It was like 2 Chemtech spats or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I mean, I can just take Treasure Trove. Like it's not that bad, right? It gives me a
you
golden,
get, like the worst loot of all time.
It gave me 2 golden orbs and a gray orb, and I was like, oh, that has to be good. Sure, why not? You know what I fucking get? I get a spat and 8 gold and like a chain. And then that spat was dead the rest of the game. And I went 8.
Yeah. It's okay, the thing is I think it's real like those like the orb drops that you can get are really, really strong, but only if it's your first augment.
Yeah.
Because
you get 4
the
costs,
way
right?
that you get I don't know if you get 4 costs, but the amount of econ and like you like the amount of econ you start off with, the amount of units that you can get from those is like it will like basically boost your early econ to like obscene levels. You know, there's already stuff that can do that, but it's one of those augments that if you take
like
it,
Windfall,
it's like Rich Get Richer,
etc.
or Windfall. I think Rich Get Richer has really sort of lost a lot of its value with the introduction with a lot of these augments, right? Because like, you know, they do essentially the same thing, except now there's one that gives you units instead, and now there's one that gives you upgraded units instead, and now there's one that potentially gives you items as well. I feel like there's very little reason to take Rich Get Richer nowadays. Although unless you don't have any of the other ones, in which case you could take Rich Get Richer.
It's like one of those ones that isn't great, but if it's the best, it's been the best of a bad situation a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah. But
I know
when you get that stuff, any of that stuff late game, it just feels so awful. Cause like you have your upgraded board, you have all the units you need. All you need is sort of like, you know, some additional items for combat, and then they drop you the most useless units of all time, and you're like, oh god, I'm actually doomed.
Yeah. I took the 2 start 2 cost one on 3-3 the other day. Got 2 Lulu 2s.
Oh, pog.
I was playing some board that was like the furthest thing from Enchanter. I had nothing else to take, so I was like, oh, I guess it's 10 gold, or like I get some like Pog unit. And I got 2 Lulu 2s, and I was like, man, if this was like 1-4 Pogo, but like I don't want 2 Lulu 2s on 3-3.
You just pivot straight into Yordles, I guess.
Yeah, right. I know you can get 4 costs on because you get the double 4 cost drop from a gold orb, right? That's what I got. So that's why I got a spat from one of the gold orbs, and I got 2 4 costs from the other one. So I got a spat and 8 gold in that situation. But if you get a 4 cost on 1-4, like that,
bad.
Yeah, if you get a Vi on 1-4, that shit slaps.
I think honestly, the best one to get might even just be Sivir.
Yeah,
because I think Sivir is one of those units that does not need an upgrade to really do anything. So there's
Mhm.
this one game that I was playing. I had an early Sivir. I had Rage Blade, D Blade. The D Blade was completely useless on her. I had because it was a 1-star Sivir for the entire game, and I would just played 8 Hex Tech, double Rage Blade Sivir, and it like got me to level 9. The entire lobby was playing AD Sivir, by the way. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna roll for this unit because it's gonna be impossible to hit. But like, it was such a free top 4, and I was like, oh my god, it was
Sheesh.
crazy.
Was it just like was it vertical hex tech?
Yeah, it was just like 8 Hex Tech, and that was it. It was just
Mm-hmm.
8 Hex Tech.
That'll do
That was
it.
my whole board.
That'll do it.
That'll do
Yeah. You just like get like a hex tech spot Zeri to cap it out at the end or
Yeah.
something crazy. Yeah, that unit's insane. I think what Hex Tech is that it's so easy to play too, because like all you do is play 6 Hex Tech, and then you can just play like a Vian at 8 if you want, and then you play like 2 Enforcer, 2 Bruiser, 6 Hex Tech. You have items on a cow and a Sivir, and you're just like you get Striker for free, you get Bruiser for free there, you get Enforcer for free,
and you get Jarvan. Like that unit is kind of crazy
on that board too.
And he's a Hex Tech striker. Like his synergies are amazing for that board, and his ability is like amazing for the board. I mean, everything else, like, you might be playing a random like, uh, Lucian in there, but you get Jarvan, gives you attack speed on like a comp that just needs attack speed, and that's it. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, and the 3 hex range on the flag is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all. That board is just like it's so hard to beat because not only we haven't mentioned is not only does it give you a ton of damage on your autos, the hex tech trait, it gives you like a fuck ton of shield every 6 seconds.
Huge.
On
like
every
6
unit.
And beyond, that shield is gross.
Yep. It's like a 400 shield at 6, and then 600 at 8 hex tech. But it's on every hex tech unit. So if you have 8 hex tech units, every single 6 seconds, you're getting 6,400 shield for free. Or wait, no, it's not 800, it's 600. So 4,800, something like that. It's a lot. It's a ton. I think it's 4,200. Math's hard. It's 4,200, I think. Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's 4,800. I'm capping. I don't know. It's a lot of shield, basically. You block a lot of damage.
Got a great front line with the cow. The cow is really all you need. Really,
he's so good.
He be doing the do. But yeah, you can fit Vi in there really easily. And you don't even need striker really. That's the thing. When people play these AD Sivir builds, you need the striker in to do that. This one is just okay. Well, I have a Rage Blade and a Shiv, and I'm out DPSing this person that has 4 or 6 striker Sivir in, and I'm just here with my pea shooter like mowing your team down.
I was telling Kevin I played a game today where I was playing AD Sivir, right? No one in the lobby had armor. I had Runan's IE QSS. She was in the corner with on Socialite Hex. I was playing 4 striker, 4 bruiser. I had like an Ori 2 with a clockwork augment. It was a strong board, right? I had Stand United and like a ton of synergies. And this motherfucker rolls up with like a Sivir 1 with like a scrap spat, a scrap emblem in a shiv, and like 8 hex tech, and they blow my board out of the water. Like it wasn't even close. I had like Irelia 2, Sivir 2 all itemized, and this motherfucker just rolls up with 8 hex tech, Sivir like with scrap emblem and a shiv.
With the worst Sivir items you've ever seen.
Fucks
in
me
your
up.
life. Well,
absolutely destroys me. Quote unquote the worst Sivir items, and I couldn't do anything. My whole board was dead. I couldn't do any damage because they were getting so much shield. It was just gross. It was annoying.
Sometimes it really do be like that.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Irelia a little bit. That unit can sometimes be so bad, but if you have the right items and the right board for her, she is so fucking good. God.
There's like nothing quite like watching Irelia nonstop ult kill unit after unit after unit. It's hard to get there. It really is. But if you can get to that spot, oh my god. It's just like set 3 Irelia, except she's not a mana what's Mana
Mana
Reaver,
Reaver.
which are obviously that's a pretty big downgrade. I think like
Yeah.
every time I play Irelia, I expect her autos to just decrease people's mana cost, and when I look at it, like, oh, that's Kha'Zix now. I forgot. So like but you know, she can be she's a fairly flexible unit, I would say. You can play
Yep.
her with socialites, striker boards, uh, a bunch of innovators you can play her with, because scrap is really easy to fit in if you're playing innovators because it has two scrap units now. Two full
Yeah.
scrap units in innovators, which is like, okay, well,
Too many.
two, yeah, way too many if you ask me.
Yeah, it's
Um,
she's so flexible. I think Striker is a big upgrade from Blade Master for her as a unit because I think
mhm,
she likes raw AD more
yeah.
than attack speed. But yeah, Strap's definitely a downgrade from Mana Reaver. Uh, I yeah, I don't know. I think she can do some crazy shit, like some
I mean,
crazy shit.
the big thing is like just Sin Spat Irelia is
Hmm.
always just gonna like there was Infiltrator Spat Irelia, which was just the top tier, carry in set three. You know, if you had Infiltrator Spat on Irelia, it's done. It's over. Like they
Infiltrator spat,
cannot.
IE.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. If you have Sin Spat on Irelia,
It's
congratulations. Here's your free top four.
yeah, basically. There you go.
Especially because you can play Echo with her. You get this scrap Sin, really easy to put in. There are strikers all over the place, and Gnar exists. So like,
Mhm. Yeah, and our pairs with
you,
her so well because you just socialite
yeah,
out of your mind.
so easy to get socialite plus striker. And if you're playing innovators, for example, you get even more socialites, you get more scrap, you get more of all that other stuff, and she just kills backline without having to worry about getting stuck on like an Alistar or something.
Yeah, and like Infiltrator was so much worse for her than Assassin is for her.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sit like she just wants to blow shit up. So having Striker and Assassin compared to having like Blade Master and Sin, it's a world of difference for this unit.
Yeah.
And obviously the items how they've been changed in general are a little worse for her because before you could literally go IE Deathblade and like
Yeah.
she would crit for 2,000 damage on like one shot of frontliner and then because like the items were just different back then, and then she just like started stacking Deathblade because it was like when you kill something you get more stacks.
Oh man,
You
I still
snowball.
miss the old
Yeah,
Deathblade.
me
I hope
too.
they bring it back at some
I
point.
miss the
That
old
item was so
DB.
cool.
But something. Someone make that song. Someone make that song.
Old D Blade.
um. Yeah. So, I mean, the set just. I mean, yeah, how items worked out and how rather not how items worked out, but how synergies worked out. Just she's gonna be a monster in a lot of situations. So I've definitely had her almost one shot my Bramble Cho 3.
Oh my goodness.
I had a Bramble. Okay, I don't know why. I think it's the Colossus change. I had a Cho 3 today that had 4,000 HP.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely the Colossus change, for sure. Cho, like early Cho feels like two 1-star, 2-star Cho feels a lot better, but 3-star Cho does definitely like
That guy does nothing.
he 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 don't do much.
He's so much weaker than like I saw that thing and I was like, why does this Cho have literally half the HP? Because I feel like when you get a Cho through all the time, he has like 8,000 HP, right? 7,000, 8,000.
Hmm.
This motherfucker had like 3,900. He looked so
Yeah,
so squishy. I was like, man,
tiny
what are you up
Chodiad.
to? Yeah, he was like little baby Cho'Gath doing basically nothing on my board. I was upset, but yeah, I don't know.
He's like really tied to the Colossus trade now, I think. Like super duper tied to it.
Mhm. Any other crazy carries coming out of the woodworks these days? Oh,
Oh, I got a real secret one. I told you about this one, Appies. Um,
yes.
if you want to know about the strat, you can look at my lol chest. I might change my name eventually to hide it, but get it while it's hot. But I mean, okay, one. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff you can play around. Obviously, Twitch is still in the game. Uh, Caitlyn Carey is one that I was telling Appies about earlier, but if you're there's a lot of fun things you can do with Kaylin carry now, like with the Enforcer augment that gives you true damage below 50%.
Mm-hmm.
I actually last couple of games I played Kaylin carry. I actually went first both times. First one was with the Double Trouble, and Double Trouble is its own thing. Second one was with the new Enforcer thing that gives you
Swift
true
Justice.
damage.
Below
Swift
50%
Justice is what it's
HP.
called.
When the target is below 50% HP, they do true damage. I have a story about Swift Justice after this too.
Yeah, but it's pretty tight. It's Kaylin, really you want to be doing damage with her autos. People will think like, oh, the ult is where all of her damage is coming in. But if you're Kaylin 3, I think most of her damage is actually coming from autos. I like to do like a Rage Blade Hodge. I think she's one of the few units that uses Hodge like really, really well. Which is,
Mm-hmm.
I've had very poor results with AD Hodge, but Kaylin is one unit that like can use Hodge like super duper well because she's sort of like a mixed damage carry at that point. And she just pops off. You get 4 Enforcer in too, because 4 Enforcer feels so good to play. It feels like they even nerfed it, but 4 Enforcer feels like so good to play now. Because you get to play Vi, you get to play Jace, you get to play Sedge, and if you're playing Kaylin carry, you have Kaylin in, and it's like kind of gross.
Yeah, yeah. I think Swift Justice, like Enforcer General, does feel amazing. This is so people might know by now that Mateo is our producer, and in our chat he just said, "Just say the magic words and I'll get you off." I don't think he realized what that sounded like until after he typed it. But, regardless, so I played a game of it was 3 Socialite Swift Justice Vi carry, right? It was JG Hodge QSS Vi with 3 Socialite, and this unit with Swift Justice was doing like 20,000 damage a fight when nothing lived. It was disgusting. That augment is fucking cracked. Yeah, I can't believe it's a silver augment. It's literally just Void Mutant.
It is just Void Mutant.
It's 5 mutant, but on better units a lot of the time, or easier to play units, because you can just play a random ass Vi or like just Vi Sedge, and then that's what I just played Vi Sedge, 3 Socialite, like some enchanters, and a Renata Glask, and like Vi's damage was like 20k. Everyone next person's damage like Renata Glask at like 600, and that didn't matter because that's all she needed. We are going to start wrapping up pretty soon here. So if anyone has any questions in the chat, now is the time to ask them. Give it like 2 minutes. And then,
indeed.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think if there are any other crazy games. I do want to talk about 6 Yordle for a second here, actually, because 6 Yordle feels... I feel like the mid game feels a little better, but the end comp feels worse. Like Corki feels really, really good to have as a 2-class carry. But there's no Janet attack. Like you cap out lower for sure on this.
Yeah, it's
Yordle.
a little bit awkward, mainly because the thing about what made set 6 Yordle super easy to play was Heimerdinger existed, and because Heimerdinger existed, it felt so easy to just Heimer and Janna, but like on level 6, blue buff Heimer is just popping off. I think like in the late game to play like a Corki carry, for example, you really need to have in like a twin shot.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
For him to do damage, and I think like if you can manage to get to the point where you can play Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx is the big one.
It's super super nice, but that's the thing. You have to get to the point where you can play Jinx, and before then, it's sort of like a little bit awkward. If you're on level 6, playing 6 Yordle is a little bit iffy, even because then you don't get the twin shots in. If you want to play 6 Yordles, you probably go 7, and then you get twin shots plus the Yordles, but then you don't have Scrap yet unless you have Jinx. So it's like not as easy to fit in all of the parts. Whereas, I feel like in set 6, Yordles was very straightforward. It's like
Yes.
level 6, 6 Yordles, blue buff Heimerdinger. I win every fight. Level 7, Janna. Now I have 6 Yordles, plus an Enchanter, plus Scrap, plus Scholar for some reason. And you're like, okay. You win every fight even harder. Level 8, Vagar 3, boom, money. Now it's sort of like, well, I don't have Janna, so
yeah, basically. I think Corki without Twin Shot feels fine. Like he still feels like a great unit for a lot of like even through stage 4, and then it starts to get noticeable very quickly. So the problem is, in new Yordle, you really can't play Vagar until like level 9.
Yeah.
Which
it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I've played 6 Yordle twice the last 2 days, and both games, I think I haven't been able to play Vagar until I hit 9, which like you have to have a much more high roll game basically, because you need to hit a Jinx. You need like I think the best comp at 8 is just 6 Yordle, Jinx, and Braum, and it's very strong. And then if you can get to 9, then Vagar can help you out a lot. But even if you get to 9, sometimes the units just don't feel great together.
Yeah, it's just so awkward, like Twin Shot and Striker. I mean, you get Socialite now for free, which is like kind of nice, I guess, but it's like it's no Scholar plus Enchanter.
Yeah.
And
the Socialite spot, Hex is in a bad spot. It's fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, bring back Janna 2022.
It's all right. The fact that they took out Janna means everybody's gonna have to think a little bit harder. Game difficulty just shot up because you can't just stick in Janna and get your free Scrap Enchanter Scholar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I just thinking about those tags again. It's like, oh my god,
she just did everything.
Now it's like
she did everything.
You kind of have to choose nowadays. Like, do I want Enchanter? Do I want Scholar? If you're playing Ari, you can actually play both really easily because it's super free with syndicates. But, for the other cons, it's like, well, it doesn't really feel that great to, try to get all of this stuff in.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's basically what we learned from talking about set 615 a lot is that we all miss Yumi and Janna. Really, Janna. It looks like we have one question. It's pretty easy to answer. Is unstable evolution the augment retroactive to units that are already 2-starred? Yes. Yes, it is. It is retroactive. Is it still bugged where if you 3-star unit, it gets the bonuses again? I don't know.
I actually have no idea. I actually haven't taken unstable evolution in a while now.
Me too. Because I know there was at least a while where if you like 3-star a unit, you get another unstable evolution thing.
Oh,
so I've seen like a 3k HP Malzahar.
Yeah. The one thing that we forgot to mention is that mutants are super different now.
Yes. Oh, true.
And there are no Protector Kog'Maw. This is the final point. Rip Protector Kog'Maw. I will not miss you.
Yeah, fuck you, Kog'Maw, dumb bitch.
Miss Kog'Maw. Or specifically that comp in general. Well, for those that really enjoyed it though, unlucky.
Yeah. Basically, L plus ratio plus get wrecked, Kog'Maw.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Kog'Maw is the L nerd of the day. Cute. So and then I guess that about wraps up most of what's going on in 6.5 right now. Obviously it's the new set, so there's a ton of stuff going on, but next week we'll talk about it again, I'm sure. And yeah, I think that's been us.
True.
Yeah, enjoy set 6.5, everyone. It's fun. And
it's fun. It's fun.
Experiment.
You can play as all of your favorite characters from
Arcane. Just experiment, try out new units, and enjoy it. So until next week, that's been us. I've been SpicyAppies. Kevin's been Kevin.
I've been me.
Thank you, Mateo, as always, for producing. And until next week, thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow and everything on all the sites that people watch this
All of
on
our
and listen to this
links, our
on.
YouTubes, all of our Twitches, our Twitter account, Spotify,
Yep.
OnlyFans,
Yeah.
all of that good
Subscribe
stuff.
for feet pics, essentially, is what we're trying to say. But not really. You can get those for free. Anyways, until next week, catch you later. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.